France's latest takeover defence looks misguided. Bruno Le Maire, the finance minister of France, has said that he is opposed to a $20 billion takeover of Carrefour by Canada's Couche-Tard. So what's the problem? Well, according to Le Maire, it all comes down to jobs and food sovereignty. So let's start off with jobs. In a big $20 billion takeover like this, the bigger party, in this case Couche-Tard, might be looking at Carrefour in order to push through so-called synergies. This often leads to job cuts. But this is a very unusual situation. There's very little overlap in the businesses of Couche-Tard, which specialises in petrol station convenience stores, and Carrefour, which specialises in huge big supermarkets that are often seen throughout France. So when it comes to food sovereignty or supply chains, that is a more understandable concern. During the pandemic, we saw empty shelves and low supplies of things like toilet paper and baby formula. So it's understandable that a French finance minister would want to make sure that there are no shortages, or that a company like Carrefour would be sure to use local suppliers to support the French economy. But he doesn't need to block the deal outright in order to achieve that. If Emmanuel Macron's government were to introduce a law that meant that all supermarkets, not just Carrefour, had to source a certain percentage of their goods locally, that might make all the difference. And Couche-Tard could offer another promise, to not cut any jobs. But there is another interesting element of this deal. Although Le Maire is draping the tricolour over Carrefour as a big French business, less than half of Carrefour's revenues last year came from France. It's one of the biggest cash and carry operators in Brazil. So while worrying about supply chains and jobs is understandable, he seems to be targeting the wrong enemy.